The Curlewis Golf Club has secured its water future.
This is the Alcoa Point Henry complex, just out of Geelong.
I'm here at Fine Art College where the girls are getting right into the Closing the Gap program.
Welcome back to News Geelong. The Geelong Food Bank Cooperative has hunger for knowledge in its continued push forward to provide food for charity. Ian Nichols reports.
Today, News Geelong is privileged to be in the bowels, if you like, of the Geelong Food Bank. It's an enormous building out here in Grovedale, and they're very proud of what is happening here to help feed the poor people, those in need in the Geelong area. And we're talking with their Chief Executive Officer, Jonathan Clark. Jonathan, this looks like it's your home for doing really good things in the community.
It's the home for all of us. The number of volunteers that we have is just amazing. The community support we have from all of the agencies, from whether it's, as you can see, Salvation Army, Geelong Churches, Catholic Church. There's pretty much no one that we don't touch as far as agencies. You know, if anyone comes to us, we try to help them out. So it started off mainly because the agencies don't have any storage space of their own, and they needed somewhere. So we thought, well, let's see. So it started off at National Storage in a 2 metre by 4 metre storage unit, and then it sort of progressed and slowly got bigger and bigger, and this is the big leap of faith. This is 6.5 times bigger than anything we've ever had before, just over 600 square metres, and hopefully will be our home for the next probably 5 to 10 years, I would say.
Well, when we first covered this story and when it was in its sort of embryonic stages a couple of years ago, we had great optimism, and now you've got this incredible warehouse, which has obviously been attributed to the generosity of a lot of people. Absolutely.
Geelong is the most philanthropic town in the whole of Australia, and it really comes out when you put something out there. We are privileged in that we live in a town where you can, have Pulse TV, you can have the Geelong Advertiser, people all looking after you. And if you put the word out that you need help putting up a cool room, or you need some shelving, or you need volunteers, the offers just come rolling in. And people have been magnanimous in holding raffles for us, and trivia nights, and just spontaneous donations. I was at a function one night, and out of the blue, Father Kevin Dillon turned around and said, I'd like to give you a cheque tomorrow. And the guy standing next to him was Lino Bissonella, and he said, can you come to Lara and pick up a cheque from me as well? And they were significant cheques. So, that kind of thing happens all the time in Geelong, and I don't think that happens anywhere else in Australia. I think we really should be proud of that.
Now, perhaps we could also look behind the scenes and say there is a need, of course, and that's something that we would need to touch on.
Yeah, in any other industry, if you were suffering, if you were experiencing such huge growth, you'd be thrilled. I mean, if you were selling widgets and you had, a 200% increase in 1 year, you'd be over the moon. But sadly, the bigger we are, that translates to the fact that, the need has increased exponentially. And the more things happen when the government looks at, waiting periods for getting onto social security, something like that. If they do end up making people wait 6 months to get onto social security, we won't be able to keep up with demand. I mean, people will literally, there are people now that are living paycheck to paycheck. The largest single category of people we support are the working poor, who just make it halfway through the week and can't pay anymore. So, and food is it's the only malleable part of your budget. If you're bringing home whatever, $1,000 a week, for example, you have to pay so much in rent, so much electricity, so much for your car. Whatever's left is what you have to live on. And whether that's baked beans this week or 2-minute noodles or roast chicken, it just depends. So, it is very, very sad that there is so much need, but on the other hand, it's great that there's so many people willing to do something about it.
Well, obviously a lot of people have been thinking about it, and that's why you've had such generous donations.
Absolutely, yes.
And I guess in these tough times, your list of people in need is growing.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we feed thousands a week through here. And it just gets bigger. It's there are people here. One of the Bellarine Living and Learning Centre from Whittington did a survey recently, and they found out that their average is somewhere between 700 and 900 people a week who access their food pantry that we supply in their foyer, and that's just in one location. It's it's a sad indictment of our times.
It certainly is. Well, you need to be congratulated, John, and the fact that you've got this magnificent warehouse here, it's quite overwhelming, and it's a tribute to all the hard work that's gone into getting the Geelong Food Bank up and running.
Thank you very much.
At the newly established Geelong Food Bank, this is Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Nico, and well done to the Geelong Food Bank. The Geelong to Anglesea Road continues to see safety improvements with the construction of a single-lane roundabout and associated works at the busy intersection of Anglesea and Henley Main Roads, together with Coombe Road at Belbrae, at a cost of $1.4 million. Ian Nichols has this story.
Well, over the past few months, particularly through winter, we've had a lot of roadworks going on south of Geelong, very important roadworks on the Surf Coast Highway. And to bring us an update, Andrew Kados, the member for South Barwon. See a lot more traffic coming down this ring road, this Anglesea Road, Andrew, and we see also that this roundabout, which is going to be a godsend, is well and truly on its way.
Yeah, it's well and truly on its way. Obviously, they'll be looking to get that ready for the summer months. That's a part of a $2.37 million commitment there to fix that intersection of Coombs Road and the Anglesea Road and Hendy Main Road. It's had a history of collisions at that intersection, quite high-speed collisions. So obviously it's another way of calming the traffic approaching that intersection. But also there's been significant growth in Coombs Road and Ocean Acres. So it's another point where they can enter the Anglesea Road safely.
Yes, well, figures released before the project commenced said 7,000 cars a day. It could even be more now, certainly over the summer months, and that means a very busy road.
Yeah, a lot of people obviously who aren't going to Torquay will go straight down the Anglesea Road if they're heading on the Ocean Road towards whether it be Lorne or Apollo Bay or Port Campbell. So a lot of people who are just passing through will use Anglesea Road rather than going through Torquay. So that is a significantly busy intersection, but basically all of these, this site was selected, this roundabout was selected because of its high history of crashes. So it has had accidents there before, and obviously we want to prevent those accidents happening and at the same time give that safe entry point on and off the Anglesea Road.
Well, the roundabout will certainly make a huge difference. We've got a similar situation up at Mount Dunedin Road with a roundabout, and that certainly cut out a lot of the accidents that were happening in the past. And this is just another road safety initiative that the government has taken over the winter months.
Yeah, that's right. So this is important to have this up and operational before the summer period, before the peak period's in place. And the roundabout's certainly well on track to be ready to go for the peak period.
And of course, just across the way, there's been significant work done on the Surf Coast Highway as well into Torquay. So it seems we've got on top of the problems that have perhaps dogged us in the past.
Yeah, well, I think the Surf Coast Highway, it's almost with the safety upgrade and the pavement upgrade, from memory, it's almost $4.8 million upgrade of the road. That was something the coalition government invested in heavily. I think we had a very dry period in the 2000s, and as soon as the rains came, which was effectively when we were elected, Ian, as soon as those rains came, it exposed Labor's neglect of road maintenance. As obviously when you have a dry period, you can get away with not maintaining the road. As soon as you get a bit of rain, any weakness or cracks in that road surface is exposed immediately.
Looking at those roadworks on the Surf Coast Highway, the Ring Road, this is Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Nico. Well constructed. We'll go to a break here on News Geelong and return with the world of Geelong sport after this.